Rolling in the Mist is a series with fantasy violence, mentions of gore, and worst of all, cussing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting session of Rolling in the Mist. I am your Master of Ceremonies, Kevin Carpenter, and joining me today are...
Pablo Milla as Eugene Fritz.
And...
Ryan Bravo as Leo Castello.
And...
Jason Peguero as dead.
Yes, Jason Peguero's previous character, Detective Arthur Strange, has bitten the dust, or so we think.
I didn't know how to go with that intro. Like, wait, I'm dead.
Well, that's actually pretty good because we are introducing your new character. That's right, everyone. Jason Peguero still has a job here in the Rolling in the Mist Odd Loot crew.
Spoiler alert. I thought we fired him.
Alrighty, so let's do a recap of the previous session. Eugene talked to Otis.
How about
no? What?
I'm surprised. I wonder what he would say if somebody said, how about we do a recap? How about no?
How about no?
I mean, you guys just want to get into the action. Hey, if you
No,
don't...
I need the recap.
You need the recap?
I do.
Okay.
I need a recap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you weren't here.
I've been dead for quite a while.
Sounds like you need a nightcap.
I do.
Hey.
I'm gonna kill you.
I shouldn't A my own.
So, in our previous session, Eugene Fritz had a conversation with the pigeon man, Otis Melbourne, a man who took care of ravens, crows, pigeons, and a ornery parrot named Crackers, who is now, I guess, mechanically a story tag you guys can use now.
I love it.
If
He
you ever,
is our raven of knowledge, right?
He's our parrot of knowledge with a question mark.
He's your parrot of parrots.
Parrot of
I mean, that is a game mechanic. You guys have like story tags sometimes that you can use, like, you know, Arthur Strange's gun that only had one bullet. But I guess with Crackers here, he isn't like a temporary tag. He's just kind of there. He's almost, yeah.
He's a companion.
Yeah. If you can get Crackers to do something for you, feel free to put him in the role.
Absolutely. Just so we are aware, Crackers is my friend. He's on my shoulder. Rides around with me.
Yeah. And speaking of making friends, Eugene Fritz actually had a good long conversation with Otis Melbourne.
So long.
It was so long. We lost so much track of that conversation. But here's the basic bullet points of like plot details. Otis Melbourne can see through birds, but only in the city. There was a large part of the conversation was about that. He found out the source of the Silver Lake disappearances, which was a case you guys had like the beginning of the campaign. Basically, women would hear a song that would also mess with Otis's bird-watching powers, and then the women would just walk out of their homes and then climb into an empty black unmarked van. So, pretty bad situation all around. Otis also found that the Red Rider had traded off the book at the docks with Renfield and a couple of other delinquents who were multicultural, but they weren't delinquents because they were multicultural. That was another thing that got picked up in the conversation for some reason.
Well, at least someone was transformed by it. Good for you, Kevin. Good for you. I'm
Making progress.
Proud of the progress
Just
you've made.
I'm making choking neck motions right now toward Pablo because I don't know what else to do.
To be clear, the only white person at the table making choking motions to one of the other.
Don't start. Anyway.
I never noticed that till right now. You said it.
Yeah, most definitely. He's the minority.
And he's the master.
Of racism?
No, just this whole
Oh,
game.
yeah.
Of the ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
So,
look,
Rick-
now he's not white. He's red.
hate this whole conversation. Anyway, Otis found that these ne'er-do-wells had the same unmarked van, and he was actually able to trace the van this time to a club in the middle of the city called the Rolling Note. Otis then recruited Eugene and his companions into figuring out why a bunch of terrible things were happening at this music club, because he himself wasn't going to directly intervene.
Yeah, for reasons.
Yeah, man, he's just that kind of character.
I mean, okay.
He's a Birdman.
Yeah, I know.
Meanwhile, Leo Castello was recovering from the really bad night he had where he lost a friend. Went back to his home to find it trashed, and Detective Strange's cases were taken. And then he and Eugene had a conversation, which was a bit mood whiplashy, because on one hand, they were like sharing a drink and talking about, you know, how they felt guilty about Detective Strange dying. But also there was a talking parrot sidekick that was drinking booze during that conversation.
Passing out.
So there was it kind of went. We really lost track of the last
Strange
session.
would have loved
Yeah.
this parrot.
There's a lot of stuff.
Anyway, so it's the middle of the day, and we're now going to be doing something completely different. We're going to be starting off with a brand new character. Here's the scene. Jason,
Yes.
your character sits at a table, a poker table, and you've been sitting at this table for quite a while, even though it's, in the afternoon. You guys start early. It's a private poker room. There's you and 2 other people. Your poker chips are, the piles are a little low, but you managed to stay in until this moment as more and more people lost and left. Jason, introduce us to your new character.
My name is Samuel Payne. That's all I got.
That's it.
That's it. I'm Samuel Payne.
What does he look like?
Should have gone with that. Okay. No. Samuel Payne is a 30-year-old man, well dressed, loves to dress well, clean shoes, slacks, long sleeve shirt with a vest and a tie and a fedora hat. Has like that pretty boy hair sort of, but like it's dark brown, kind of short, but like like long and short at the same time. Like it goes like right here almost.
Like Matthew McConaughey kind of hair.
I was gonna say Matthew Mercer kind of hair.
Think more like Jamie Lannister when for season 1. That kind of hair.
The example you gave me was Gambit from the X-Men cartoon.
Gambit from the X-Men movies, because he had
yeah.
that similar hair.
Okay.
And a clean 5 o'clock shadow. I have a coin, and I like to do the coin flip with my fingers quite often with it. It helps me relax,
It's doing what Jack Sparrow did in the first movie.
pretty much.
And you've just kind of been casually doing that this whole poker game?
Yeah, I do it very casually.
That's
Like, it's-
very interesting.
All right.
Oh crap! I dropped it.
Oh my god,
So-
shit.
So when I was planning out this scene, I was trying to think of like what are the 2 other people that you're like playing against right now, and I was just like, wait a minute, I've got players for that. Bravo and Pablo. Who are the other 2 people that are playing at this table?
I was wondering if you were going to curveball that, and that's fine. I'll go first if you want. One of them is Skinner Jensen. Skinner Jensen comes from Missouri, although he doesn't sound like he sounds more like he's from Pensacola. He comes here once a week, Friday nights. He calls it Friday night. Is it Friday night?
Yeah.
Sure, it's Friday night. He comes here once a week to try his luck and meet the ladies. He's actually a family man, but he's got like 2 different secret families, and he doesn't care which.
Okay, what does he look like?
He's a skinny man, stands 6'2", wears himself a green 10-gallon hat. And he wears a matching light green suit down below with sparkling red shoes. Calls himself Mr. Christmas on the streets.
And Halloween in the sheets.
Halloween in the sheets.
Oh my god.
Has himself a Pensacola drawl, and some say that when he winks at you with his devilish wink, you can even hear the tingle. And he looks over to Mr. Payne, says, "Howdy."
Mighty kind to meet you, sir.
Well, we kindred spirits here. I wonder if this gentleman over to my right is equally as hospitable in his equanimities of his voice.
I had a whole female character planned out, and he just throws me a he. Shit.
How goes there, sir? What might I call you by? And then he does his twinkle wink.
The face that looks right back at you is this man who don't like no twinkling in his eyes. His name is Robert Brown, a very serious man. A man who just has never spoken a single word this entire time. And he seems to be a bit of a no with you twinkling that coin of yours, as he ironically keeps shuffling his chips. He's actually a very, very dark-skinned man, bald-headed, but like also wearing like the fanciest suit you've ever seen. A man with a white collared shirt and a bit of a cuffling here, kind of like a star, and just has like surprisingly that very thin chain of a pocket watch in his left hand pocket. That's it. Oh, the fucking glimmer of his bald head just shines like a diamond.
Skinner also has several, by several I mean like 3 or 4 silver rings between both hands. One of them on his right ring finger is particularly large.
He just says nothing and just stares at little twinkly ass outfit you got there and just goes right back to staring at you. Silent.
So you
Not a
guys know
word.
this whole like storyline we had going on before this? Yeah, no, screw all that. I want to know about these 3 characters. No, all right. So Samuel, you're playing this poker game. It's down to these 2 guys. Have you played against these 2 before?
No.
Okay.
These are fresh faces as far as I'm concerned.
All right. So yeah, you guys have been playing a couple of rounds. It's been pretty dramatic. You guys have been doing like the stare downs, the shuffling of the cards, a few turnabouts here and there.
Where are we in terms of the game? Are we on the flop? Are we on the river?
I don't know poker terms,
Yeah, Kevin.
but you're at the big one.
Okay, so this is basically where
Yeah.
we're gonna see who's gonna win or lose.
The final showdown.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably the showdown. You guys have like
So we're still in the betting the final
Yeah.
betting
Yeah.
phase.
yeah. So Samuel, what do you do?
Gentlemen, I'm almost out. How about we make things a little interesting?
Well, when every day's Christmas for yourself, as Mr. Skinner Jensen. I think that's what I said my last name was. Every day's Christmas. Interesting's my middle name. What say you, Mr. Brown?
He just slightly nods.
I'm gonna call you Jukebox, because you talk a lot. All right. Make your proposal, Mr. Payne.
You all right?
I'm trying not to laugh.
I forgot. I never
that
described what
the
this guy
dealer?
looked like.
Is that the dealer, sir? Do you need water?
Yeah, no, the dealer.
coughs.
The dealer has been sweating this whole time because he doesn't want to laugh.
He's like, oh my God.
Because he knows if he laughs at this table, he's probably going to die.
Gentlemen, I'm willing to go all in, and I'll double the wager. And I go into my pocket, and I pull out some keys. I'll bet my vehicle.
And what vehicle might that be? A Winnebago, perhaps?
Are you not interested to see how it could turn out?
My good man, you are anything if not uninteresting.
Say about you, Mr. Brown. Interested?
And
How about I add it up more? I pull out another set of keys, and I throw it down.
And what's that? The moped that goes in the trunk.
Well, you could sell it and make double what I'm throwing down.
Very well. I'll see your vehicular gamble, and I'll raise you. And he reaches into his coat and pulls out a red velvet handkerchief and throws it onto the table.
Handkerchief? Kind of game you playing?
Why, my good man, a transcendent one. No regular handkerchief have we here, but a matter of fact, one that shall grant you one of your greatest wish per year, should you rub it the right way upon your brow.
Mr. Brown signals over as one of his associates. He comes over and without you can't hear what they're saying, but they're like whispering. The associate leaves, comes back almost immediately. Takes out a case, puts it on the table, takes out a case, and very much like the case in the one that shines but we never see what's in
Pulp
it.
Fiction?
Pulp Fiction. It's like that gleaming. He kind of looks over to the 2 gentlemen and grabs and takes out a diamond about this size. I mean, I can't obviously see it, but let's just say it's worth about, I don't know, $750,000 and ups the ante.
I suppose Mr. Brown's wager, Mr. Jukebox, speaks for itself.
And I talk to my associate, and the associate speaks to you directly. Says, Mr. Brown would like to say if you ever call him Mr. Juicebox again, he will shove a pencil through your eye.
Mr. Brown, I think we're going to be the best of friends.
And the associate just steps back, kind of like somehow disappears back into the shadows.
So if my notes are correct, there is now a pile of chips on the table, 2 sets of keys, a red handkerchief that may or may not grant wishes, and a big old diamond.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm loving everything about this. At this point, the dealer is just like, he's sweating bullets, and he's just like, excuse me, everyone. And he just rushes out of the room. And then like a minute or so later, the door opens up, and the dealer steps inside. And behind him walks in a beautiful old black woman with like a classic afro. I'm talking like basketball size. Wearing this like stunning red dress, deep V. She comes in, and many of you recognize her as the owner of the Rolling Note Club, this fine establishment, Dahlia Elodie. And she steps inside, and the whole room just kind of like, the whole energy just kind of goes around her as she looks at you all, looks at the pile of the table, and then smiles and goes, well, well, well. Looks like there's quite a show going on in my club. Well, the second most entertaining show after my sister, of course. All right, sugars. You got my attention. I want to see how this goes down.
Why, Miss Elodie, her voice a melody. I am so glad you have enchanted us with your presence this evening. I surely hope I won't disappoint. Take off my hat, put it on my chest, and Skinner bows to her.
Well, Melody is my sister, Maggie Elodie. I'm sure you've heard of her. And she's going to be throwing out some surprises tonight, I believe. And as for you disappointing me, a lot of men have disappointed me in the past. Let's hope you're not one of them.
God damn.
Skinner gulps.
And she looks at Mr. Brown. And you are?
Mr. Brown. And it is a pleasure to be in your fine establishment.
Well, it looks like we have a gentleman at the table. The strong, silent type. Man, a few words?
As few as I can give.
And you?
The name's Samuel.
Samuel, I've seen you around here before, haven't I?
Couple of tables you probably seen me play.
Nice to see a regular at the establishment.
But of course,
Certainly lines my pockets, that's for sure.
as of mine.
Well then, gentlemen, get to playing. Don't mind little old me.
You heard the little old goddess, gentlemen. Shall we play?
Mr. Brown, you ready?
And he just nods his head. Yes, at both of the gentlemen.
Dahlia turns to the dealer. Well, go on then, sugar. Deal. And the dealer just goes, and rushes over to the table and starts shuffling the cards. And
Sorry. At the point where we're playing, we're ready to reveal the cards.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have the cards.
We're ready to
No.
reveal the cards.
We're waiting for the final showdown.
oh, well, here's the thing, Samuel. Were you doing something during?
I was.
Yeah,
as
you-
as
you clever
everyone
boy.
as
See-
everyone was upping up the ante, I was fucking with my cards to give me a hand that I needed.
All right, so roll sneak around.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Get snake eyes.
sleight of hand, gambling, have my rigged deck of cards, and I'm ready.
That's +3.
Jeez.
I'm also gonna use opportunist.
Is that a tag you have?
I do opportunist.
All right, since you actually set the situation up, yeah.
Opportunist.
Okay,
So you got
that's
+4.
So I
four
got
tags.
Four
That's
tags.
+4.
To be fair, he made a cheating poker player character.
Yeah,
This
well,
is
I
his
can tell.
element.
Yeah.
You're in my domain. Please be my domain. Jesus
Fucking
I'm so sorry. I don't like pressure.
Yeah, you picked a character that deals nothing but pressure.
This is why I work at FD. I love you, FD. 8,
12.
12.
Oh, wow. All right, what happens?
I use
So-
my power tag bullshit.
So after a brief black and white flashback where we see during the anteing up, and then when Dahlia comes in, you're just messing around with your cards under the table and switching them out and all that. We come back to the present. Everyone reveals their cards. Mr. Christmas, you have 3 of a kind. Mr. Brown, 4 of a kind. Samuel, Royal Flush.
Well, I'll be a Krampus crapper.
Guess Lady Luck's on my side tonight, boys.
And Mr. Brown kind of grabs the chips he was holding in his hand and just like crushes them. Like, and these are like, I guess, standard poker chips, right? I guess
Yeah,
so?
rolling note chips. Yeah.
So yeah. So they just like, you just hear a crackle.
That's mighty fine. I do like my cash.
And Dahlia's just laughing, just. That was stunning.
My thank you.
Oh, and Mr. Brown, you will have to reimburse us for those chips.
He just like nods silently in a yes.
Gentlemen, it was nice playing with y'all, but I think I'm ready to cash out.
Well, don't be so rushed now. You two, and she points toward Mr. Christmas and Mr. Brown, you two can leave the table. And at this point, some thugs come in wearing suits with like card symbols on them.
Skinner stands 6'2" tall and stands up and says, Miss Elodie, my darling Melody, please. I do visit your enchanting establishment every once a week, I do say. Perhaps a consolation prize for such a loyal patron of yours.
Mr. Christmas, you ain't coming early today. Take him away. And these two thugs just grab you by the shoulder and just lead you
Well, now,
out.
hey, now, Skinner ain't on no naughty list. You can't do that to me. Now, out, hey, you go get that. This is sweat. You can't do that to me. You please sit up back down.
And the thugs come over to Mr. Brown, and Dahlia just kind of stares at him.
He nods because he also has his bodyguards behind him, but he stands up very straight up, says, "With respect, I want no trouble." And he looks at his guards and he just like nods to the left, and he just leaves quietly.
Dahlia nods. And so all the other thugs leave except two stay. And these two have like burn wounds on like half their faces or on their fists. Like these two look messed up. But the fact that they're just standing there with just completely calm faces makes them just terrifying. And they stand behind Dahlia Elodie as she sits down at the table across from Samuel. Mr. Payne.
Yes.
You entertained me tonight, but I'd ask that you entertain me at least once more.
How'd you like me to do that?
I want to play a game against you. Test your luck.
Samuel hears that and he just kind of smiles. He likes the thrill of what's probably going to happen.
So, I want you to bet all of that big old pile that you just got. And in exchange, how about a lifetime VIP pass?
Sounds tempting.
Alrighty. And she looks at the dealer. Well, come on, boy. Deal. And the dealer's just like, yes, ma'am. And just starts, takes all the cards and starts shuffling them again. And as he's like shuffling them and dealing them, Dahlia's just staring at you with this smile. And it's like, it's kind of intimidating because this isn't like a nice smile.
Yeah.
This isn't, like a calm gaze. There is some knowing in her eyes.
And I look at Dahlia, I'm like, tell me, Dahlia, what is it you desire?
What I desire? I desire a lot of things. A lot of things. But for right now, I just desire some entertainment.
Can I use my tags at this moment?
What are you trying to do?
Hypnotic voice.
Oh, you're trying to...
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to like convince her to do something? Or what do you...
Convince more to see what she wants out of this.
Okay, so you're basically just asking the question again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I'll say that'll be an investigate roll. But you're investigating through like talking to her.
Okay. So I'm going to do hypnotic voice and talk anyone into anything.
So that's 2 tags?
2 tags, yeah. And I'm going to use my weakness tag, greediness killed the cat. So
And you
plus-
mark attention to that theme.
Yeah, we'll do. 3. 3 plus 1, so 4. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a failure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me look at Dahlia's sheet here. So you feel like the power just kind of like bounce off your tongue as you speak, asking her a true question and, feeling it spread to her. But then you kind of feel it go almost across the table and then it stops. And at that exact moment, Dahlia's smile quirks down. And immediately the cufflink on one of your sleeves bursts open and your rigged deck of cards falls to the ground. And like, there's no reason that should have happened, but your cufflink just pings off and your cards just fall to the ground. Immediately the thugs just rush over to the other side of the table and like just grab you by the shoulder and look down. And Dahlia's smile slowly comes back up. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yep. Yep, it is.
Care to explain?
No.
Check his sleeves. And sure enough, they just start like manhandling you, just like opening up your sleeves. They take the cards out on the table. So first off, burn rigged deck of cards.
Burned it.
Yeah, just mark the fire symbol next to it.
Okay.
And then they check your pockets. They make you stand up. They're like patting you down and all that. And then they take your shoulders and the thugs look at her and go, "What do you want us to do with him?" And Dahlia looks at you and goes, "Sitting back down." And they just push you onto the chair. Got any more tricks?
I got a couple more. Care to see them?
I'd like to see if you can get them past me. But now that we're on the same page here, let's play. And the cards get, dealt to both of you. Mr. Payne, have you been bringing in that deck of cards into my establishment every time?
Once in a while, and I feel lucky.
What about that coin in your hand?
This?
Mm-hmm.
Just a coin.
Well, I'd say as a consolation for my extreme hospitality, you put that coin on the pile too.
All right. I flick it. Bing. It just kind of lands where I want it to land.
And so the dealer hands out the cards, and then you two begin betting. And as this intense match goes on, Samuel, what do you do?
Did the dealer just pass the cards?
Yeah, the dealer just passed the cards,
All
and now
right,
you guys
so-
are at the betting.
So I'm just doing...
Well, I mean, it's you guys have already bet all in, so it's pretty much just the cards are
The
being
one
passed
bet.
out. Yeah. So while the cards are being passed out, more cards are going out onto the table. During this whole process, Dahlia's just looking at you. What do you do?
I'm going to take a risk right now. I'm going to use selfish return. I'm going to try to grab it back, and I'm going to try to throw the coins at the thugs around me.
Okay. So you're not trying to be sneaky about it.
No, I'm just going to... I already know something. Either I'm going to have to play, or if I got to run, I'm going to try the run tactic.
Okay, so
Fight or flight.
Yeah.
all right, roll, take the risk.
So I use selfish return and the weight of greed.
Okay.
There we go. Come on, Belphegor. Beautiful demon thing.
Don't say the result. All the cards are on the table. You have your 2 cards in front of you. Dahlia has her 2 cards. Both of you look at them. You look at each other. Well, I guess it's time for us to show our hands.
I guess it is.
And at that moment, you hold out your palm, and from the top of the pile, your coin zips back to your hand. You throw it behind you at the thugs, and immediately both the thugs grab it, and the coin just falls to the ground with the thugs, like Thor's Mjolnir, just and you just rush up and just start running out of the room.
Yeah.
And as soon as you burst through the doors, you hear Dahlia behind you go, "Get that bitch!" And sure enough, every thug in the room just starts turning towards you, and you're just in the middle of this like crowd of people in this casino. Some people playing roulette, some people are playing slots. There's a band getting ready on the stage, and in this like moment of chaos, each thug turns towards you. What do you do, Samuel?
Try to blend in with the crowd real quick.
Okay, roll sneak around.
Okay. I'm going to do illusionary appearance and appear as a professional.
So you're turning into a thug.
I'm actually going to turn to one of the patrons in the
Okay.
rolling note.
Okay, I like that.
So basically what I'm going to do is like they see me, and then like the people who are kind of still walking by, I kind of just run by and that that sort of thing.
Okay.
See if it can work. 4, 5, 6.
That's a failure.
Yes, failure.
Oof. All right, so you start rushing out immediately, like you start changing your form, but like as this mist sort of like appears over your skin and begins to shape into different features, all of a sudden a hand just grabs your shoulder, and immediately that mist just dissipates. You're back in your regular form, and you see this one guy whose face is all right, but his hand is just covered in burns.
Yeah.
And he just has this like iron grip on your shoulder, and he has this black like clover pin on his suit, and he just looks down at you and then raises his other fist and just punches you in the face.
Oh.
Take socked 2.
Boy, this is turning out just as I planned.
All right, so you're socked. This guy still has a hold on you, and like there's a bunch of other thugs that are now just about to swarm on you in the middle of this club, and now every eye is on you. Samuel, what do you do?
I call back my coin using selfish return, and then kind of like Mjolnir swing, I'm gonna throw the coin and have it like zip around me to block to hit everyone off of me, or everyone who's about to get on top of me.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's take the risk again.
Take the risk. Okay, I'm gonna use weight, selfish return, and the conduct of avarice.
All right, and remind me your weakness tags again.
Weakness tags are disloyalty, greediness, killed the cat, distrustful, and underworld reputation.
Okay, I'm gonna say underworld reputation at this point, since yeah.
So I'm gonna get a plus 2. Oh my god.
Because some of these thugs have probably thrown you out before.
Yeah, they're gonna kick my ass for sure. 7.
Okay. Let's see. All right, so take the risk. So this is going to be, I either give you a choice or I give you a lesser outcome. Okay. Here's one. So you can do this plan, but you won't just hit thugs. You're going to hit some patrons at the club as well. Is Samuel okay with that?
Okay, yes.
There we go. So you call back your coin, then just spin around in a circle, and you just bash away like thugs, but also like a couple of like people who are just having a good time. Like one dude was just playing roulette, and then just douche goes flying. And now like the space around you is clear, as now there's a couple of thugs just like backing off, kind of like looking at each other like, what do we do? Samuel, what do you do?
At this point, I've got the coin back. I'm just holding it, and I'm like, I turn around and start running again.
Okay, so we're just gonna do this as one final. Take the risk. What's your tags?
Opportunist and greediness killed the cat.
Oh, that's your weakness tag.
That's
Okay, so it's just plus 0.
Yeah, so 0.
Okay.
Oh, I hope I don't die. Can't go through death again.
A natural 10.
Wow. The gods are on my, or the demons on my side.
Well, about that.
Yeah.
So you have this golden opportunity. You used your coin, you bashed everyone away, and, everyone went flying. You actually had like a straight shot toward the front door, and you just start running. And each time a thug tries to grab at you, you just get out of the way just in the nick of time. It seems like your luck, it's at its finest. And then that feeling where it was like everything was working out, and then it just stops, that happens again. Because you burst through the front door, and the bouncer of the club is right there with a baseball bat that he just wields up and then just So Leo and Eugene, and I guess Cracker's the parrot now, our new talking animal sidekick.
What did I miss? Hungover.
So after you all had your emotional conversation in the apartment with accompanying Bird, what's your guys' next step? Are you splitting up? Do you have a plan? What's going on?
I suppose we have 2 options, Doctor. We could track down whoever it was who ransacked your apartment, or we can follow this clue to the rolling note. It's up to you.
Eugene, here, take a swig.
Thank you.
Then I take a swig.
What was it, like cooking sherry?
Yeah.
Does that have enough alcohol in it to get you drunk?
We're not trying to get drunk. We're trying to drink away our misery.
I only drink socially.
I put the sherry down. I look around. I said, well, my place is trash as it is, and right now, I just want to take my mind off of this. I don't really care if my room is trashed. Let's find this rolling note, you said it was?
Correct.
Let me see that chip.
He tosses him the chip.
He grabs it like he just catches it midair with one hand and takes a look at it. And you said the parrot gave you this?
Well, Otis,
Otis, the bird man.
yes, the bringer of the ravens that had been following you and Detective Strange and apparently me subsequently. Yes.
And he takes a second to look at the window, and I was like, those were his birds?
Yes. Had you not noticed that there were birds, ravens following you wherever you were, coincidentally?
Well, I mean, I'm guessing we're in the city. There's birds everywhere. They shit everywhere. And I'm like, see? I said, well, either way, let's, and I tossed the coin as I'm getting up. I mean, the chip back to Eugene. He's like, let's get going then. And I pick up the keys to the charger. I said, at least we still have something left of them.
Did they take anything from your apartment? Is there anything we should be wary of? Who would do such a thing?
Well, given that it seems that nothing truly was taken except the case files, I'm guessing there was somebody who knew what we were after.
Which case files?
The Red Rider and the Silver Lake disappearances.
Well,
So I'm guessing it's someone who knew we were on this case or getting close to it. And my immediate suspicions was somebody in the police force.
perhaps the 2 incidents, this clue to the rolling note, and the ransacking of your apartment are coincided in some way. We may find answers to who did this at the club.
Well, that'll be dandy. And I grab the bottle and I just chug it all the way down.
I suppose I'll drive.
No, I'm good.
Oh, dear. Buckle up!
I get into the car. I start it up. So you got like a GPS or something? Arthur's usually the one who drove.
I really think I should be driving, but that's all right. I actually don't have a geographic positioning system, but I wondered, well, I wanted to try something. Crackers. I wonder, it was you and your brethren who found the van leading to the rolling note. I wonder, is there a way your brethren could guide us to the rolling note?
Okay, I guess the voice moves to
you
me.
Should maybe because I'm asking.
Okay,
him a question.
I'll take care of it.
Great.
Yeah. So Crackers goes, what would I? What? And the parrot's just stock still, and then turns to you, and you see that the parrot is actually like squinting one eye.
Oh no.
Crackers goes, "What do you need?"
Does he still have like Crackers fighting him? Like, what do you need?
Yeah, a little bit. Like Crackers
Is
is
it
kind
like
of
some
like twitching just a little
confrontation,
bit.
Jekyll and Hyde?
Yeah,
stuff
yeah. It's
going
like
on?
Crackers' head is twitching. He's like, "I don't like speaking through Crackers for long, so just tell me what you need."
Good Jesus, that's so disturbing.
You're telling me.
All right, okay. Otis, we need to find a way to get to the rolling note. Can you help us?
Oh, certainly. I'll just get my birds to bring you right to where they found the van before. Just
Okay, that's enough of that. All right, so
And then what happens?
I guess this would be an investigate roll using Ravens of Knowledge and any other tag.
The car.
Is Crackers?
Do you want to burn
Crackers
two
is
tag
a
right there?
story.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. There are crew teams. Yes.
Yeah,
right.
I guess Crackers could help you out. So
He's
there's
a
a
story tag,
right
there's
there.
nothing you can burn from him.
Do I
So
get
I
a
can-
say
No,
in
you
this?
just use
No,
Crackers.
you
Plus
don't. You
one.
don't even need-
Okay, so can I burn
I'm a
the
spirit.
Ravens of Knowledge story tag and use Crackers
Yes.
to
So that's
to
plus two.
investigate?
But do we
Yep.
burn?
Plus two.
Do we burn Crackers if we ever want to
No,
use them? again?
Crackers is a story tag. You can't burn them.
Got
Yeah.
it.
It's just the crew tags get burned when you use them.
Yeah, that.
All right.
Oh, it's a 10.
10.
Very nice.
I might add that the way you rattled your dice, all I see is a perfectly laid out wavelength going.
Cute.
Production humor. So, with Crackers sort of leading the way, doing this impromptu GPS voice, just going like, turn right at Satine.
Don't tell me what to do.
literally, we need him to. All right, you're drunk. What am I doing?
And as Leo is kind of swerving a bit.
I'm not drunk. I'm a doctor.
So I'm going to say this is investigate. Use one of your clues to figure out where this thing is. But since you have the birds sort of like flying above your car as you're driving, you also can ask a question about, what sort of, basically just ask another question. What's it look like? Or, what do you want to know?
This is for both of us, right? Or is it just me? 'Cause
Just you, but,
Okay.
you can consult Leo if you want.
Can I chime in?
What do you want to chime in with?
How?
Let me. I'm fucking lonely over here.
Not there.
You don't think we were lonely this
Probably
past
in a basement
40
with
minutes?
a swinging
You got to
lamp
be
right
new
now.
characters. I mean, granted, I did too. So
Yeah, we'll be there in a second.
So just
please hurry.
So,
Okay, no, definitely not.
Yeah, just ask a
Um,
question that you could answer with birds.
Eugene, why don't you ask your birds? Are there any guards or like windows or what's this club look like? Like, what's the outside?
That's a good point. We don't know exactly what sort of territory we're entering. Crackers, do you or your birds happen to know the parameters of the property? Are there guards? Or is there traps? Or what is it? Is it what are we doing?
Do you want that in my voice or Cracker's voice?
Whatever voice Crackers wants.
No, this is me, the MC, asking. This.
I'm asking Crackers. I literally just asked.
I know. But
Stop
what I'm saying is
metagaming.
I want
Give us
Crackers'
crackers.
voice.
You want Crackers saying this
Because
okay.
I asked Crackers.
You let this happen.
I mean, this could be cool if he can't use complete sentences.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just gotta do some Crackers voice. It's a. Fuck.
If you can't do it, then just do it.
No, I want him to do it.
I've got it. No, this is a challenge.
Dance,
now.
monkey,
I
dance.
drove all the way out here. I want him to do it.
It's a nice looking club downtown, right between two buildings. Looks secure. Got a big note with a die in the center.
Anything else? Are they armed guards or bouncers?
They're big. They got suits. Can't see any weapons, but they probably do. Oh, there's a baseball bat. Oh, looks like it's used. Oh, looks like there's some alleyways too.
Did he say looks like it's used?
Is something happening at the bar?
We can't go inside.
Smash a couple of trash cans.
Crackers just flies against the window. Just.
Eugene quickly corrects the wheel, turns it back straight.
I'm fine.
You are going to kill us. You are going to kill us.
I'm fine. I can heal myself.
Why don't we pull over and let you do that?
Why don't you get us there, bird boy?
Why don't
What happened to Leo? What
He
happened?
took on your drinking.
Yeah, I'm actually Leo. I'm gonna make you roll take the risk for drunk driving
Okay.
because we
Because
we,
I
we
was
need to
actually
set an
wondering when he
example
was
for our
gonna do
audience.
This isn't just something you can
Do you
do.
need
I'm just like Dr. Leo Castello.
Okay. I can't really. I don't see myself adding any power text to this.
Yeah.
I could try veteran doctor's call.
Yeah, I'm,
Stop trying to use that
I'm
for
actually-
everything.
I'm actually gonna give you -2 for the drunk status.
Can I do sleepless nights?
The weakness tag?
Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
actually, yeah. You didn't sleep last night, so yeah.
No, because if I get this one, I level it up.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
if you die, there's no leveling.
So you're
Just get
about to
launched
roll
through
for
the
what?
fucking
Taking
window?
the risk?
Yeah, you're rolling take the risk with a -3.
So just another day of my life, right?
Oh man.
That's a 3.
Oh no. Oh no.
And I'm not wearing a seatbelt.
Why are you not wearing a seatbelt?
Because I like to live dangerously.
You're never gonna get to be alive.
Dr. Leo Castello is a bit of a lightweight.
He's a bit of a fucking.
So, as you go down a side street, Leo, you try to keep your eyes open, but after the events of last night and then the subsequent morning, and also the alcohol that's coursing through your system, which you're not used to, I imagine, Crackers just goes next to your ear, and you just swerve the wheel and just right into a fire hydrant.
Oh, thank God this is bulletproof.
The water begins just spraying everywhere, and people just start, like running away. And the people who are at sort of a safe distance, they just sort of watch.
I put that in reverse.
Yeah, you try, but the car just goes. So burn bulletproof Dodge Charger as well. You also hear off in the distance.
I'm sorry if I may add to outside the game. How the hell do they respond that fast? I'm sorry, that
really
ain't believable.
Fine. You guys, fine. That's the unbelievable thing in this game of mystery and superpowers.
Yeah, that's the one thing I will
Already.
not accept.
Well, I could also believe that he hit hard enough that we kind of blacked out for a second.
Sure.
He definitely, I feel like, did.
Yeah, Leo's just against the stick.
No, I'm cracked against the window.
That's actually it. Leo hit the fire hydrant. He blacked out against the steering wheel, and then you guys are woken up by the sirens, and that's Leo's first words. It's just, how do they hear us so quickly?
Okay.
Did the airbags deploy?
Yeah, the airbags deploy.
How is Eugene doing?
I'm gonna say
Buckled up in the passenger
you're
seat.
buckled up. You're
I'm
not
not.
buckled
I'm
up.
fucked.
So Eugene, you're fine because you practice safety.
Remember,
Leo,
kids, wear your seatbelts. Don't be like Dr. Leo, a successful surgeon.
Leo, take crashed. One? No, I'm gonna punish you. Fender bender 2.
Fender Bender 2. Got it.
Eugene shakes it off for a second, checks on Crackers. How's Crackers doing?
Crackers is. He's not injured, but he's dizzy.
frazzled.
He's like.
Crackers out of commission.
All right, Eugene shakes it off, frustrated, stunned. Crackers, come here. And then he unbuckles, kicks open the door. I'm pissed. I am pissed off. So he gets out the car, comes around, throws Crackers on his shoulder, comes around to his door, opens the door, drags Leo out, and throws him out. Get out, you rapscallion, you stupid, smelly scum! And he throws him onto the corner. Leo, I understand that we are going through a lot right now, and I don't normally reprimand, I don't normally lecture, you have to get yourself together. And there's like a fire hydrant spewing water right
Yeah,
now,
there's
right?
like water spraying all over you guys, like Notebook style. Like
It's
you guys
not
are
that
just
easy.
drenched.
Nothing is that easy, but you're not doing it alone, so snap out of it. And he puts his foot where the water is spewing out, and he angles it so that it shoots him directly in the face.
Okay, so this is a lot of water. I'm gonna make this a take the risk, but you do have super strength, so this is
I was
kind
about to
of
say, that'll
yeah.
break a normal human's man's foot.
Yeah,
So-
super strength. I'm using super strength, and
You're going to fucking kill me with that.
You guys still gotta get to
you
me.
is
can't
there a
really
way
control
to
water
angle this to
pressure.
like lessen the momentum?
If you can figure out a way.
Physics
Well,
wise,
with Master
no.
of Logistics, I think I will.
I quickly craft the fucking reflector beam.
Yeah, I'm going to do this in a way that I do want this to like spray him into the wall of the nearest building and like wake him up. Like I'm not trying to hurt him. I'm just trying to snap him out of
To be
it.
fair,
because-
he is drunk. It's gonna be. That would just add to more of.
You know what? I'm gonna say this is like a change of game. Like you're trying to
Yes.
you're trying to heal his drunk status.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Boom. +2. That's a 5 + 2 is a 7.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna say you heal his drunk status, but he also takes another physical status, Fire Hose 1. So put that under Fender Bender 2.
And I get launched into, I guess, the nearest wall. I'm like,
Yeah, you just get launched into a wall. You just get this like spray of water on you.
Launch him to a fence.
and so
As-
I'm like,
So yeah, take away drunk 2, but
look. And I kind of look around and be like, what happened to the car?
You happened to the car.
Ah, damn. Oh, crap, those are sirens. And I reach into my bag. And I fuddle around with my electronic repair kit. I'm like, give me a second. And I'm still like a little like soaking wet. So I'm like tripping on shit. And I go over and I open up like the bottom box. First I tried to like, and what does it give me?
yeah, just
I'm like, I'm gonna be the starter. Give me a second. And I tried to hot wire to channel electricity to go directly into the starter.
Ooh, okay. So what tags are you using?
I'm gonna be using electronic repair kit and
Doctor's calm. Leo's taking a shit. I use veteran Doctor's calm.
You guys
Leo's shopping for black beans
shit on
versus
that.
pinto beans.
But think
Veteran
about
Doctor's
it.
calm. I gotta choose the right
A
beans.
doctor's calm, especially with a surgeon, has precision fingers and the hands don't shake.
For this
Fuck
specific instance, the veteran doctor's calm I will allow.
Hold on.
Okay.
I wish you were a lawyer. And if we could be I'd like to use veteran Dr. Com for the game.
So that's gonna be a +2. Oh, and I leveled up my caduceus. 9.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Okay.
It
So
should be one of those keep calm shirts. Keep calm and
Use
use veteran
veteran
Doctor's calm. Okay, I'm good.
okay, I'm gonna say that's change the game. You're trying to, clear the status of the car. And let's see, with your 2 tags, what was it?
It was a veteran doctor's calm
Yeah.
and an electronic repair kit.
Cool. So you rush into the car. You guys hear the sirens coming closer as Leo begins hot wiring the car. And Eugene, you're seeing this man who you know as a doctor masterfully hot wire a car. And sure enough, it lights back up.
I jump into the passenger seat. I said, "Yeah, go ahead and drive."
Now we're working as a team.
And then we fade to a dark room. And Samuel Payne, you're tied to a chair. And there's 2 men in front of you. And they're just
Ooh.
giving you the old treatment.
Can I be one of the thugs?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Bravo and Pablo, you're the thugs.
Do you want to go low or high?
I'm gonna go high.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Hey, why don't you take a swing at it, Lenny?
Oh, I'll show him what to do, boys. Oh,
Yeah, give him another one right there at the jugular, just the way I taught you.
I'm gonna hit him right in the balls. Oh.
Please tell me Mike Tyson was the inspiration to that one.
You got to react to some of this.
I know I am. I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers.
Hey, you don't talk to my kid like that.
And gives him a sucker punch right to the gut.
You tell him, Dad. And I hit him right across the temple.
Yeah, I think at this point, Samuel, take the status tortured 4.
Jesus.
So
I rolled a 10. What the fuck? What happened here?
It's called the Master of Ceremony.
yeah, your character is thinking exactly that. As an MC, don't worry, there's a reason.
My pure utter enjoyment.
Torture 4?
Yep.
You better
you-
watch your mouth if you want to add some slander to your charges of cheating and causing a ruckus in a. Shut up! I ain't a cop.
And he smacks him across the face.
So Samuel, you're bruised, you're beaten, you got a black eye, you got blood coming down your nose and also your jaw. And then you hear a voice that isn't... what was your thug name, Pablo?
This is my son Lenny, and me. They just call me Big Sloppy Joe.
I don't know why. I could swear you're like, my son's Lenny and my name's Benny.
That's what they call me on the street. But my mother calls me Benny.
And my grandmother calls me Little Lenny. Because I'm a big man.
There's a lot of names being thrown around. Anyway, you hear a voice that isn't this comical duo. You hear, "Is that all Mr. Payne got up to this time?" And the thugs turn around, and the thugs see a single figure wearing a trench coat and a brimmed hat. But in the shadows of this dark torture room, they can't see this person's face clearly. They can only see a chiseled chin and blonde hair. Benny and Lenny, was it?
Yes, miss. Pardon me, didn't hear you, Anna. Big Benny, and this is my son Lenny. We was just taking care of Miss Elodie's vandal over here, causing a ruckus and whatnot.
What vandal? And Samuel, you notice, so whenever you do like your disguise stuff, this like mist would kind of like fall over you and people would just kind of like see you differently. You see the same mist now fill the room and like swirl around Benny and Lenny and like rise up until it like, you know, hits their eyes and ears. And Benny and Lenny just, they don't remember what they were doing.
Well,
Dad, what are we doing here?
well, we was,
Shouldn't you be out on the floor? I've heard there's some people cheating at roulette.
Oh.
Cheating?
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, that's our job. Come on, son, we'll leave Miss, I'm sorry, miss.
Oh, I was never here. Now get going.
That's right, Dash. Let's go.
You don't tell me what to do, I tell you what to do, alright?
I'm not telling you what to do.
Hey,
Dad,
you
I'm just
listen up,
suggesting.
you little son of a, and he takes up by the, and he like,
And I'm
takes him
like
up by the
3
collar.
feet taller than him.
You're taller than me?
taller
You're
than
little, what, since when?
I'm still a bodyguard.
I still pick you up, and your legs go like this.
Get going with this idea that just popped into your head.
Yes, of course. You are the lady, Lenny. Now, you ever disrespect me like that, and he spanks him out the room.
Ow!
You better
No,
tell me what you've done, just like your mother. I swear to God. And slams the door behind them.
And at that, the mist sort of falls, but there's still a small layer on the floor as this figure walks, and the mist seems to swirl around them now as they step up to you. And as they step into the spotlight, like the single fluorescent light that's hanging above you, you see their face, and it's a woman's face. And she looks down at you and goes, "Mr. Payne, are we ever going to stop meeting like this?" And the thing is, Samuel, you've never met this person in your life. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Ah, you son of a bitch!
Are we there yet?